Hello, I'm Debbie Bell-Hosking for FinextraTV at the Temenos Community Forum 2025 in Madrid. And I'm joined by Will Dale, Managing Director APAC Temenos, and Minh Vu Hong, Core Banking Lead and Big Data Lead for MSB. And we're talking about innovation in APAC. So welcome to you both.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Of course, I mentioned there APAC markets leading the way in digital banking, especially areas like Vietnam. Can I ask you, what are the innovations you are now seeing in the region?
Well, there's a lot of innovation in the APAC region, and the reason for that is because there are huge populations like Vietnam. There's 100 million people there. So in order to drive inclusion, there has to be a bit of creativity in what's happening in the industry. So one of the innovations that we're seeing is really around product design. So product design, it's very specific to the customer needs. That requires a lot of data, a lot of access to data. The other area of innovation that we're seeing is the deployment of the technology itself. So moving workloads to the cloud, moving workloads to SaaS, that type of thing. So from a product design perspective, is that something that you're seeing from your bank, that you're getting much more specific to the customer needs?
Yeah, totally agree with you that nowadays the customer need becomes spending variety. So in order to serve our customer well, we must be able to design specific product for specific customer in a very quick way.
Yeah. And that's good to see that personalization coming through. In terms of banks being successful in this market, where should they be focusing their technology investments?
Yeah. Well, I mentioned before, part of the innovation that we're seeing is really around the deployment of the technology. The reason that there's a lot of innovation going in there is because it drives down the cost base for the organization. There's a big focus from organizations on the cost to income ratio. So if you can deploy your technology, move it from an on-prem workload to the cloud, that's really going to drive that ratio in the right direction for the banks. So in terms of a technology investment, when it comes to being able to produce these products that are much more tailored to the customer, to do that at a much lower cost base, you really need to innovate from the core. So digital transformation has been a hot topic for a long time, and there have been a lot of organizations that have tried digital transformation from the front layer, but what we're seeing now is that digital transformation needs to originate from the core itself and then come out towards the customer.
And we're talking here about a more modern core banking system. And if I can move to you now, Minh, if we bear that in mind, how has a more modern core banking system helped MSB accelerate its own innovation?
Oh, yeah, it's great for MSB after we launching the new core banking platform. Yeah, it helped us a lot for launching the new product, especially the digital product to our customer. Thanks for the two main points. The first one is product builder. Yeah, that William mentioned before. With Temenos arrangement architecture product builder, it is very flexible for us to customize and build special product for special need of a special customer. We can do it even now for the complex product like the deposit certificate buy and sell or the interest sponsored lending in just a week. Yeah, instead of months last time without the new core banking. And the second point can help us is about the IRIS, the Temenos Integration and Interaction Framework. With that one, every function in the core banking, we can publish out for the channel in the industry standard. That's full API in just some click. So it helps a lot for the team to integrate the channel and fully package the package to deliver to our customer through the digital channel.
And it's interesting here to hear about the speed and the integration. Let's chat about data now. So at MSB, how are you leveraging data to deliver a more personalized customer experience?
Yes. For me, luckily that I am also leading the core banking and also the big data for the bank and MSB. our slogan is to bring the more convenience and benefits to our customer, meaning that we must no choice but totally understand our customer. So from the data perspective, we try to collect all the customer activity, what they do with our system, what they do with our product, and try to link them all in order to know that what are the customer needs and especially what are the difficulty they're facing during using our services. And a bit more special with Temenos. Yeah, Temenos is very special in design. I'm going into detail that in the database side. The Temenos data is stored in the XML format. So last time when we are choosing Temenos, we also feeling a question that can we make use of that special XML data later on to serve our customer. But luckily that after we implement, we found that XML format is much more easier for us to serve the customer of two things. First of all, it is customizable. So multi-field, multi-value, and we can add in any local field to support our purpose. And the second point is the XML format is now the modern technology in industry standard format right now. So it is very easy for us to convert to JSON, to vector, to support our ML and AI data.
Yeah, I think it's quite interesting that the head of core banking is also the head of big data. And that really speaks to what I was talking about before, that innovation and technology enhancement is coming from the core these days. And having access to that data and being able to augment that data so that you can then ultimately use that data to get closer to your customer. This is something that we're seeing not just in Vietnam, but also right across the region. So I will use the term artificial intelligence, even though I think that many people are using this term now. But what's fundamental to AI is the data. So if you're going to innovate, if you're going to modernize your platform, you've got to make sure that you're doing it from the core so you can access that data and then use that to get closer to the customer.
Look after your foundations.
Yep.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. And Minh, lovely to get this insight on APAC. And thank you for joining us here at TCF.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Thank